Okay, this is the first video in a series of editing the pages, the content. I might do 2 videos, or I should say I will do 2 videos, possibly 3, depends on how they go. Basically, we have so many different stylized elements and things going on that it's just going to take a long time for videos to be done, and I really don't like videos going over 5 minutes. These videos each were probably going to be 10 minutes, so it's going to be a little bit of time. So with that said, let's just jump right in and I'm going to get going. Now what I want to do is go to pages. Right now you can see we got 48 pages made. I can access that through here. I can actually come here. I can do add new from here, whatever. I'm going to click pages, all pages, and I'll see the listing. Okay, so practice areas, for instance, I can come in here and edit if I need to. I can make changes and whatnot. I can view from this section as well, so I click view page. Okay, I can see it. Alright, so I'm going to go over, set up this basic information, pages and whatnot. I'll kind of get just an overall start in this first video, and then the next one I'm going to actually jump into making stylized edits. Okay, so let's close this out. Let's go ahead and do add new. I'm just going to call this one testing elements. Alright. So the first thing is we can just straight up copy, text in here. If you're going to do from a Word document, I strongly advise against it, and I strongly advise if you do a copy and paste to make sure it's plain text. Because what can happen is you can copy over styled elements from a document, and it's going to cause problems with the layout. Okay. So first thing would be I can just paste in some, I'm pasting some dummy text in here and do this. Let's see, I'm going to do a title goes here. Whoops, sorry about that. Having problems. Okay. And what I want to do is the most common header tag used on your site is the paragraph tag. H3. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I can save draft and view it, or I can straight publish it. And the difference between save draft is you're saving it, publish it is actually making it available to be seen online. It won't be seen unless someone puts it into a menu, but you're making it available to be seen. I just go ahead and publish pages because if it's not added to the menu, people can't see it. But it's up to you if you want to save or do publish. And then I can just preview and refresh this as I need to. Okay, so right now I've added some basic content. I've styled it, the heading of it. And any day, this is what we got. So we got no banner image, this frame around it, something's not looking right. We do have our styled header tag. Okay, so what's going on? Alright, well first thing we want to give it a banner image. So over here on the right, let's scroll down, click Set Featured Image, and I'm going to go to Media Library. Media Library has all images, documents, PDFs, any file type that we've uploaded to WordPress. It's going to list that in everything you see here. So we have all these uploaded. So let me find a picture to use. Let's see, don't like that one. I'm going to use, let's see, here we go, Solutions Hero. Use that one, and then I'm going to click Use as Featured Image. You'll see right here on the right it's populated. Let's go ahead and update. Refresh the check. At least I thought I hit refresh. Oh, forgot. You're not going to see that unless we change the page ID. Page ID, with the designs you guys submitted, you have multiple pages. You have headquarters, you have solutions, start an association, practice areas, and the list goes on. So we need to make sure we got the right page ID. So let's go ahead and do solutions. There we are. So there's our picture. We're in there. We're working. So next thing is we'll see this is a full width. There's no sidebar. And if I come to the back end, I'll see under page attributes, template, default template, that's the full width. Default template's the full width or generic, whatever you want to call it. But we want sidebar. So I'm going to choose page with sidebar. Now we've set up our format. We have our header, we have our sidebar space, which we see right here, and we have our ID. Our ID of the page is following the solutions layout. The next thing we need to do is take care of our sidebar. So right now we'll see a custom sidebar box, and we can make our choice. And I'm just going to do solution sidebar. And I'm going to cover another tutorials on setting up sidebars and working with widgets. So don't really worry about how this got populated with this right now. It's not that important. Let's update. There's our sidebar. Okay. Next, if we have, let me see if I can find a page that has it. I think this is a good one. Okay, so I'm showing you this because this font is a little bit different than this font and this font, and then this is bold. So how do we set that up? Well, first thing is I'm going to highlight all this, I'm going to go to font size, I'm going to choose 18, and then the one below it, I'm going to choose 14, because you have like 3 different font sizes in your design. Okay, and then I'll just bold, just like in an email. Pretty simple, straightforward. Bold. Update. Okay, so let's refresh. Did I not update in the other page? Let's see. Let's try this again. There we are. So we have our different font here, our different font here, and then our bold font. Okay. Next we can do a divider. It's called a horizontal rule. So we can split these up with that thin gray line you guys have just by clicking this little button right here, this icon. Then we could type more text if we want to, you know. Update. Yeah, see, there's our dividing line. Now, I want to point out something that I usually start with, but I kind of skipped it. But we have a visual mode and an HTML mode. There might be a couple instances where you might have to use HTML mode. And basically, HTML mode is exactly what it sounds like, straight HTML. You still have access to a few, you know, basic HTML like adding a link, using the bold tag, things like that. But for the most part, you're losing all this stuff because that's a visual editor. All right. Now I mentioned this because you guys, specifically for your fonts, you guys have multiple font sizes. Generally in web design, not WordPress, but in web design, there's 6 tags, six font sizes that you're allowed, I guess I would say. H1, H2, H3, all the way through H6. So you guys have more than that. So we apply what we could to the straight 6, H1 through H6. So anything that is not matching, that is not included in those H tags, you guys are going to have to do manually. And so you could do those a couple different ways, which might mean you might have to do it in HTML. And I'm saying that because, for instance, if I do, I forget what page, but you have a page where one font's an 18 and another one's a 24, but they're both using the H3 tag. So how are you doing that with a WYSIWYG editor? I mean, you know what I mean? I guess you could try something like this, H3, and then choose font size, but you know, it's not giving you 20. All right. So if I update this, so we have that. But what about if you need a font size that's not included in this list? Well, then you're going to have to do some HTML touch-ups. And I bring that up not to tell you how you need to do the HTML. I bring that up because switching from HTML to visual and then making a save, WordPress has a bug and it can break the HTML and the layout. It's not something we've done. It's not a problem that we can fix. It's a WordPress bug with this editor. And it's just been like that for as long as WordPress has been around. Nothing we can fix. So I'm pointing that out. So if you're ever switching back and forth to make edits, and you do a save, and something's not formatted right, or something changes or breaks, it's because you changed from visual to HTML, from HTML to visual, and then saved. Okay? It's just how it is. What you got to do is save in the HTML mode, and then leave. And then leave the page. Don't make an edit here, and then switch to visual, make an edit, because then you're going to have a problem. I know it's confusing, but think about that if you have a problem later on with some kind of layout because you were working in HTML mode and you switched back and forth and now it's not displaying right. Okay. Anyways, that's my disclaimer. I'm going to stop right there. This thing's breaking into 11 minutes, and I'm going to pick up where we left off.